Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, collectors of adult age, the Princess Bride fans of all ages, I'm still making this video for adult collectors. Because I may swear. That's just the way it is. Welcome back to Dave's Empire 1981. For obviously, if you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, this is the Princess Bride Part 2. It's what I'm calling it. My unboxing video of more Princess Bride figures from Mcfarlane Toys. On the left there you can see Fezzik, Inigo, Dread Pirate Roberts, and Princess Buttercup in the red dress. In this video we're going to unbox the second wave that I finally got collected up together and compare them one to the other, show you how similar and in some cases how different they are. We're starting with this big boy right here, Fezzik, because I just felt like going from left towards middle, so obviously right towards middle with these new ones. Standard Mcfarlane packaging at this point. The Princess Bride Fezzik cloak, Mcfarlane Toys 12 plus. The Princess Bride on there. Fezzik cloak on the side with the same background as the first wave. Wesley and Buttercup on that side. The back of the box, the pictures are exactly the same for this one, although Fezzik with the cloak is apparently still technically part of the first wave. Maybe it's just a secondary version of it that was available, but there are a couple differences which I'll show you in a minute. We're going to get this guy out of here. So let's get that started. Get my knife and cut this piece of tape at the top here. Let's set that aside because I will need that again. I'll try to do as much of this as I can on camera. But this is a big box, and it might be difficult. You can see in the background I kept the back panels of the boxes from Inigo, Dread Pirate Roberts, and Buttercup. I kept the entire box from Fezzik because I liked the huge background piece, and I needed somewhere to keep the backs safe. So put him down like that. Now that I have two of these great big boxes, I will definitely keep the second insert, and I will keep the back panel of this box. The rest of it will probably be recycled. And by recycled, I mean tore up. The cloak is pinned to the back with little straps, which we will carefully undo right now. There's that one. Put that to the side for a second while we work on getting Fezzik out of here. That one. Might have to get that from the front. You know, how many can we get from the front? Let's find out. Sneak this under the thing. Okay, there's that. Cool. Sneak that right there. Very cool. The feet I'll have to get from the back. The easiest ones to get, apparently. If you've seen the blade safety, if you've seen the first figure and how he came out of the box, he came with a rock and a peanut molded into the plastic. This one does not have that. He just has the cloak for his accessory. Alright, that's a great big old hunk of plastic that's gonna get thrown away. Let's gather up these plastic bits. Try to keep the desk tidy today, because why not? Let's get them in a standing aspect so we can talk about the cloak, and then we'll move on to actually talking about him. Let's see, does he want to stand? There. Gotta line up all the bits and pieces. Alright. I'll lower the camera a little bit, because big old box, you know. Let's look at the cloak, his accessory. It is a very large piece of fabric here, because obviously it's a very large man. Basic fabric, but it does have a nicely stitched hood. It's gonna look very nice. It has strings to wrap around him and tie off. That's a very cool thing. Let's see what he looks like just draped in it real quick. Drape that over his head. It's not perfect, but it's pretty sweet. Set that to the side for a second. This Fezzik is probably about up to there identical. Let's go over the articulation. Single jointed elbows. Stiff, you saw me work the ankles. There's a turn there. The wrist. Let's see. Decent range on the shoulders. There's no real waist articulation in there. There are hips, but he doesn't need to move that much because he's going to be on a shelf eventually anyway, right? So the ankles definitely don't have a sweet spot like the first figure. Let's do the side by side. See. Near identical legs, body, even the hands and fists are the same. Maybe an ever so slightly different shade of gray, brown on his cloak or the tunic. The hair looks like the same sculpt, maybe a little bit darker. The main difference is his facial expression. We're actually going to zoom into it so you can see. Left is the first release, and that's the second release on the right. more dark around the eyes with the kind of smirking face. Less dark around the eyes with the slightly less smirking face. It's just the unsure of everything face. As far as Fezzik went in the movie, he didn't have any other costumes, so I'm okay with this. We're going to put first Fezzik back over there. We're going to try and get the cloak to stay on him, because why not? You want it to drape over like so. He is, after all, supposed to fully cover with this thing, so this knot is probably going to end up upside down. Again with the ankles. Get the hood up. So we tuck that underneath. I think that's pretty dope. We're gonna put Fezzik 2 over here. Let's move on to Inigo. Number 2. Inigo Montoya, Bloodied. Same packaging as before. Inigo Montoya, Bloodied. Wesley and Buttercup. There's the top. There's the bottom. Same picture on the back, except it says Bloodied. You can see Dread Pirate Robert's Bloodied, Princess Buttercup Wedding Dress, and Vizzini. We'll get to those shortly. Let's get him out of here. It would have been cool to have trading cards of these characters. It's kind of a Mcfarlane Toys hallmark, but it's not absolutely necessary. This box will be harvested for a picture. That's a nice little background, but I don't need all of them. I'll just keep the 2 big Fezzik ones. I hope I kept the Princess Bride stands, because it's neat that it says that. Ouch. That one will be thrown away. This is not cooperating today. Yeah. Princess Bride stand. Put these in my trash bag. Let's get the sword out of here. Oh, it's a long piece of tape. Okay. You gotta watch out when you put these guys in storage or pack them away, because the swords, being thin, will easily warp. Okay, there's 1, 2. See if we can get the body one. Body one. Leg. Come here. Come on, you son of a bitch. Alright. Put that blade away for a moment. Bloodied Inigo. Basically the only accessories is the stand and the blood covered sword. Straighten his ankle out a little bit. See if we can get him standing, huh? For the purpose. You know, there, he's standing, it's fine. The sword is the same as the first time around, except there is blood applied all over the tip and also the grip of it. Take a look at Inigo. Got a little bit of schmutz on his nose there. His facial expression is grim. He's angry. Nice, vibrant, fresh looking blood wash. Because he got stabbed down here, he got stabbed there, he got stabbed up there. I like the sculpt on this guy. I think we will have to be a little creative with the posing of him though. But just like before, he's got a good range of motion and everything. There is articulation in the middle. Splits. Double jointed elbows. A little bit stiff, but they work. And that's what I like. I like it to work. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect to me. It's all about depicting the character more than anything else. We're going to see about there. That's probably how he's going to have to stand on the shelf. That's all right. Let's go ahead and put the sword in his hand. How about that? And then we'll compare them. First one to this one. It is a really flexible grip. So you gotta be careful. You don't want to damage it. Let's see. Let's move around his ankle and everything. I may have to use the stand on him until I find the sweet spot. Let's slide the first release out of here and we'll compare them. Side by side, they're obviously of the same height. Standing slightly different because that's just how I got them posed. The pants, again, might be a little bit darker on the newer version. The arms, the hands, everything is the same on him except his head. There is a different expression. It's got the angry expression versus the neutral. Now, I'm going to have to zoom in so I can point something out. Let's zoom into this one. You got the prominent scar on either side of his face. It's there, but not very prominent. I think I like the more prominent scar. I like this guy. I like the bloody look of him. It represents the end of the movie pretty well. He's nice and angry. Let's see, standing on that. Let's. Yeah. Trying to get that foot flat. Inigo, Montoya, Bloodied. Put him over here. Let's turn him to face the camera a little bit. And that's exactly when he doesn't want to stand. There he goes. I had him on the edge of the thing here. Those things have a curved edge. Coffee. I do like coffee. I think we're going to need to turn his hand in just like the other one there. There we go. How about Dread Pirate Roberts, Bloodied. Now, obviously, he's got a notable difference of the head there, but we'll get to that. Princess Bride, Dread Pirate Roberts, Bloodied. Princess Bride, Bloodied. 100% the same as the rest. Same picture on the back, except it says Bloodied. She's got a different picture. It says wedding dress. Let's get Dread Pirate Roberts, Bloodied, out of here. Now, the likenesses aren't 100%, but they're close enough, I think. You can tell who the character is and who the actor representing it is supposed to be. So, you can tell that's Mandy Patinkin. Put that box there. Let's see. Jesus. Those ones don't want to behave. Princess Bride. Let's get his sword out of here. Untape that. We'll cut that one. Put that there. Flip him over. Let's get the arms cut tabs, I think I was going for there. Be careful when using an X-Acto blade, because you don't want to wind up looking like Wesley or Inigo just by opening an action figure. Okay, this one is going to be a butt. Okay, we can get that one from the front. Let's put the blade back away for a minute. pop him out of there. Let's see, can we get him to stand right out the box? Not really. There we go. Close enough. Let's take a look at the sword, which is obviously so thin and soft you can barely hold it. The execution of it's a little bit sloppy, but I think if it was slightly harder plastic it would work better. A little bit more like toothpick. Oh shoot, I just changed the brightness for myself here. There is focus. There we go. I don't know about the likeness of Carrie Owens, but it's close enough. You get the point. See, the outfit is well sculpted. Puffy arms. Bloodied shoulder. Goes all the way around. Got some scratches on there. Got the sheath for the sword. The back looking about the same. Let's see if the sword can actually go in there. It is so close to his body that if you were to jam that down in there, you'd never get it back out. Because it does not, it doesn't really move. It doesn't come off. It's not a massive peg in there, so you could probably get that down in there that far anyway. So it's open in the back, so I never noticed that. That's all right. He's going to be displayed with it in his hand anyhow. You got way up splits. There is articulation there. Get a bit. Put his arms back down. Just can't look down that much. Surprisingly, can't look up that much. Look all to the side though. His neck is super dirty. Probably 5 o'clock shadow. Well, let's get the sword into his hand. Fat handle on this thing. So you gotta be careful with it. Let's see. The hand is closed. You really gotta torque the fingers around to get them open enough. You could probably do that easier if you warm up the hand, but let's just take the hand off of there so we can get a little closer to it without knocking everything around. How the hell did I do it on the other one? That's something I don't know. Let's see. Poke his index finger out. Maybe we can work that in there. There. That's on the hand. that will probably never come off of there. So let's put that back on his fucking arm. There we go. Now, I may have to fudge around with his ankle a little bit to get him to stand. There. Bent the knee a little bit. Let's check out side by side with the first Dread Pirate Roberts after I pick up Inigo. Of course, now Inigo's feet are different, so there. Put him back there. Side by side, Dread Pirate Roberts and Dread Pirate Roberts Bloodied. We're gonna zoom in some. Obviously, the heads, one has a mask, one does not. The masked head, you cannot see a ponytail. On this one, you can see his little ponytail. They look to be identical beyond that, sculpt-wise. Slightly darker, slightly blue-gray almost. Swords are the same, scabbards are the same. Now the biggest difference besides the head is the shoulder piece here. Looks like they just straight cut it right there and attached it to a blank shoulder joint. You still got the black butterfly in there. But I just bent the shit out of the sword. I like it. It's a good representation of the end of the fire swamp. And of course, Buttercup takes a dive. It's not one of my videos unless every figure takes a dive at least once, is it? So you can bend the sword back a little bit there because it's so bendy. He looks tired, doesn't he? Yeah. We're gonna put Dread Pirate Roberts with the Wesley head over there. Make sure nobody else is gonna fall over immediately. We are going to move along to Buttercup. This is Princess Buttercup in the wedding dress. A blue dress with a crown on. Oh, I was about to cut it open without even looking at everything. Box. Wedding dress. Wedding dress. This picture is different. It's bigger. I like it. A little bit blurry. But taken straight from the film, probably. I've had her for a minute, so she's a little dusty. I think Robin Wright, the actor, actress, however you like to say it, who portrayed Buttercup, is a hell of an actor. And she is gorgeous. I think, anyway. Had a soft spot for her since The Princess Bride here, and way back in the 80s. And I will continue to have a soft spot for her until I am old. I don't know. Well, that didn't cut. Fuck all, did it? Alright, I guess I have to use it a little bit harder. Princess Bride. Put that over there. There she is in the cradle. She is strapped in super well. Just like all the others are. Because they like to put them in the boxes and they want them to stay there. Let's see, she still has feet ones. Don't remember what the cradle looked like on the first one, but I don't think it was quite like this. Ah, I missed one. Look at that. Now she's out of there. Let's get a blade put away. Princess Buttercup in the blue dress. Now, she doesn't come with any accessories whatsoever except the stand, which she may or may not need, depending on how good I am today. Her feet are obviously in heels. Straighten. Don't like that. Stand up, Buttercup. Trying to get everything lined up together without looking like she's twisted and broken. There. Not perfect, but she's standing. Let's take a look at her. It's a pretty nice face on her. I like the crown. Looks like a separate piece glued onto the head. I like the hair, if I could get it on camera there. Nicely sculpted. I like the upper part of the dress. It's all molded. There's a lot of detail. You could probably dry brush and make that pop a little bit more. The necklace is part of her neck. She can look down. She cannot look up because the hair is hard. She can move all around there. Bit of a side eye, but that's alright. She can do that. The fabric of the dress is obviously over the ball joint in the torso. Whoa, lots of forward, not a lot of back. I think that's it. Let's see. You gotta look at the articulation scheme here. She doesn't really have a mid-torso. You get the hip movement there. Yeah. I think they saved a couple of dollars by not giving her a proper torso there. It's going to be covered up by the dress, but so who cares, right? You don't need to give her a proper torso. We're going to take a look at the other one real quick, see if she also has that. Huh, same. They skipped on the middle torso piece. Didn't notice that before. Well, she's got the most differences of the 4 figures in front of us there. Let's go over what's the same. The sculpt of the legs and everything is the same. Same boots, just different coloring. The face looks to be the same face. The hair there's a lot of similarities, but they're not 100% the same. She has the top knot there on the top of her head, while the first one does not. She's got that net thing, she's got the crown. The top of her head's different. Obviously, there's more exposed up here. The upper torso piece is different. Completely different arms because the pattern is sculpted onto the dress. Probably the same hands though. And obviously, red dress has the floating belt that's attached to the back of her dress. Do I think it's a nice representation of the blue wedding dress? Sure. Do I think after finding out that she doesn't have a mid-torso joint that she deserved one? Yes. I think she definitely should have had a mid-torso. She's got a grip hand, but nothing to hold. That's annoying too. Let's see, how's her feet? It's always difficult to stand small booted, heeled like figures because of that. They lean too far back on the heels, that'll happen. That's Buttercup in the blue wedding dress. Let's get her back here. Hopefully to stand. That's it, folks. Just kidding. We have the middle point of the movie for me. We have Vizzini, played by Wallace Shawn. You can't have a Princess Bride line without Vizzini. Obviously, he was all through the first half of the movie and wasn't in the back half, but he had a very memorable scene of drinking the wine. And if you don't know the movie, you're missing out. It's an 80s classic. Go watch it, for frick's sake. Seek out these movies, educate thyself. We're going to take a look at this figure. This is the newest one to me, so I'm really excited to crack into him. Vizzini. Hair there. Vizzini. Buttercup. Barcode. Picture on the back. Love that picture from the duel. Wally Shawn has been in a lot of different things, but he'll always be Vizzini and was it the Grand Nagus in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. harvest that box. And there she went. And there she went. Princess Bride disc. Since they're here, I'm going to go ahead and use these discs for Buttercup. That's the only true way to assure that she's going to freaking stand on her little nimbly bimbly feet. We want her to stand long term, so gotta get the nimbly bimbly teeny tiny feet on the stand. There. Alright. Vizzini. Let's get his only true accessories out of here. Is a pair of wine goblets. You could count the stand as an accessory, but that would be ridiculous. I think some characters who have a huge amount of personality and a huge amount of things to do in a movie should absolutely come with lots of accessories. But if they have a finite character arc, blade safety, and minimal to no costume change, there's only so much you can do with it. Oh, Vizzini went flying. So let's set him there. The two goblets are exactly the same, so I'm only going to zoom into one. It's a decent representation of a goblet. No liquid in there. Gonna need to get a little rock and set up a little thing there. Let's take a look at Vizzini. Let's zoom in here. He does slightly suffer from the side eye, which I wish Mcfarlane Toys would stop doing. The arm that was in the upward position in the box is floaty. I'm thinking that's because there is no butterfly in there, so you can maintain the giant puffy shoulders. But his jacket tunic thing is very detailed. I like the reds and the blue blacks. Sculpted belt. He's got a bit of a shirt underneath there, which is pretty neat. Basic legs, boots. That sculpted print goes all the way around. Big balded head. Kind of missed a little bit of hair there. That's alright. Let's go. Let's take a look at his articulation, huh? You can look a little bit down. It's probably okay up. Got some tilt all the way around. He's got a bit of a big head, but I guess that's maybe just the way he is. Obviously the floaty feeling arm because of no butterfly joint in there. It will float a lot easier, flippy flappy around in there. There is a articulation cut there. Why you would need that, I don't really know. Elbow to big puffy joint there. You get about that much. You can't even actually sip out of the cup because you won't be able to get it to his face. That's the drawback, I think. He can hold them, but he won't be able to actually drink out of his own accessory. Yeah, he can present them, but he won't be able to sip. That sucks. There's something, maybe some kind of joint in there, but you will not get anything out of it because of the overlay. It's got the squared off crotch. That's a little bit strange. But maybe because he sits. All the joints basically function well. That ankle might be a little bit loose, but that's alright. He does not have a boot cut, but none of them do anyway. So I'm glad I have this guy in my collection. He's going to look great on the shelf with the rest of them. So we can get him a little bit less pigeon-toed. That's about the best way he's going to look. I mean, excuse me. This guy is great. I love him. The arm articulation could have been better. Yeah, he's not really a action character, so the articulation in the middle doesn't hurt my feelings so much. I think the grip on the right is a little bit loose. But, you know, he looks good like that. That's probably how he's going to be on my shelf unless I get a rock and sit him down. But that pretty much is going to do it for the Princess Bride Part 2 video. I would really, really like a Prince Humperdinck, played by Chris Sarandon. Count Rugen, played by Christopher Guest. You could even put them in a 2-pack. You could make a 2-pack of the grandson and the grandfather. You know, Fred Savage and Peter Falk. That would be great. I think I really, really want the impressive clergyman. Because it makes quite the impact in the movie. I think we need to have the albino for Fezzik and Inigo to interact with. And we absolutely need Valerie and Miracle Max. You can do a 2-pack of those. Let's see. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 2-packs. Knock them out. And I'll buy them. I don't know who the fuck else will, but I will. Because I love this movie and I want more characters. I want to fill out this middle space as well. What do you guys think? Do you think we need the other characters? I do. But for now, that's going to do it for Dave's Empire 1981. I lost my train of thought there. Can you tell? Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. Have fun storming the castle. Deuces.